Everyone can tell a story. We do it every day. But the problem comes in telling a great story. This is how John Truby's famous book, The Anatomy of Story, begins. Whether you are writing a screenplay, a novel, a short story, or a play, storytelling is a challenging job as it requires showing the how and why of human life and yet feeling organic to the audience. And in this video, we will talk about the unique style of storytelling of one of the most influential filmmakers and writers of our time, Sandeep Reddy Vanga. Now let me put a disclaimer that what I am presenting is my understanding of how Sandeep Reddy Vanga writes. An understanding I have built after watching his films, the analysis of the answers when asked about the same in interviews, as well as some parallels I could draw from John Truby's book, The Anatomy of Story. What exactly goes inside Sandeep's head will forever be a mystery, but I hope some of my interpretations, if not all, are true. Also, I would like to give a shout out to user WhyNotMe27 who suggested I make this video. Let's get started.
I can't write for somebody, so I'm not a professional writer for somebody else.
How many hours a day do you write?
1 hour, 1.5 hour. What holds you is the character power that draws me more than a plot.
Characterization is the heartbeat of storytelling. It's what infuses vitality into your narrative, and Sandeep is a master at it. His characters aren't just words on a page, they are living, breathing individuals that resonate with audiences on a deep emotional level. Sandeep often mentions in interviews that it's not just about the plot, it's the characters that truly captivate him. Think classics like The Godfather, The Dark Knight, and Taxi Driver. It's the characters that stay with you. Sandeep likes to create complex and multi-dimensional characters. His protagonists aren't just typical heroes, they are flawed, vulnerable, and often morally ambiguous. They are the ones who drive the narrative forward, exploring themes and ideas organically within the story. Sandeep defines his heroes similar to how John Truby details in his book. The most important character is the main character or hero. This is the person who has the central problem and who drives the action in an attempt to solve the problem. The hero decides to go after a goal but possesses certain weaknesses and needs that hold him back from success. All other characters in the story represent an opposition, an alliance with the hero, or some combination of the two. Much of Sandeep's character development is influenced by who the protagonist is meant to be. Take Arjun Reddy for example. Though Vijay Deverakonda ultimately took on the role, Sandeep initially envisioned Allu Arjun in the part. In projects like Animal and Spirit, the casting came before the script writing. This unique approach allows Sandeep to craft scenes tailored to both the theatre audience and the strengths of the chosen actors. This approach stands out from other writer-directors like Christopher Nolan or Quentin Tarantino. While they start with a blank canvas and then consider casting, Sandeep weaves his character intricately around his envisioned leads. In Sandeep's world, every character is essential, forming a web of relationships that drive the narrative forward. Just look at Animal, where Vijay's character is inseparable from Balbir's. In Kabir Singh, the protagonist's identity is intertwined with Preeti's and even Shiva's, shaping the story in profound ways. Each character serves a purpose in Sandeep's storytelling, with their connections and interactions defining the journey in a captivating manner. Raw emotions help infuse depth, authenticity, and relatability into a story. When characters experience raw emotions such as love, anger, or grief, it creates a connection with the audience, who can relate to those feelings on a visceral level. And one of the things that sets Sandeep's writing apart is its ability to stir up a whirlwind of unfiltered emotions, where he provokes you, pushes you, or even shocks you to an extent where you experience all kinds of unfiltered emotions at a heightened level, and you aren't prepared for it. Take for example his breakout film Arjun Reddy and its Hindi remake Kabir Singh. Both films delve into the tumultuous journey of their protagonists who are consumed by love, loss, and self-destruction. Vanga doesn't shy away from depicting the raw, often messy reality of human emotions, whether it's the euphoria of newfound love, the agony of heartbreak, or the rage of betrayal. In Animal, he doesn't sugarcoat or sanitize Ranveer's character to fit a certain section of the audience. Instead, he presents them in all its raw and unfiltered glory and lets the audience decide for themselves. This approach allows audiences to connect with the characters on a deeply personal level as they see reflections of their joys and struggles mirrored on the screen. And Vanga, through his writing and execution, has captured the unfiltered intensity of human emotions and portrayed them on screen in a way that feels raw, authentic, and deeply impactful. In one of the interviews, Sandeep mentions that he writes to keep the character as real as possible, just so he can hold the audience's attention and expects them to come along the ride with him. Keeping the audience engaged is a constant struggle for writers. The fear of boredom creeping in and interest waning is ever present, especially in today's fast-paced media landscape. Many TV shows and movie series have faltered because they fail to innovate and challenge viewers' expectations over time. And one of the tools creators use to hold attention is breaking convention. By shattering the norms of traditional storytelling, they can explore fresh ideas and approaches that captivate audiences in new ways. When asked about how Sandeep goes about writing, he says he takes a very simple approach by asking himself two simple questions. Is there anything like this already out there? Does the scene hold his attention? Consider the length of his films, all clocking in at over 3 hours. Yet audiences still crave for more after the credits roll. In an era where holding viewers' attention for even a fraction of that time is a challenge, Sandeep's ability to captivate for such durations is commendable. He achieves this by bending conventional methods and delivering something fresh each time. Let's take a few examples from Animal. The gripping plane takeoff scene serves as a sudden shift in the screenplay, jolting viewers into a new narrative realm. Sandeep's unconventional introduction of the villain Abrar, delayed until almost 2 hours into the film, breaks into the mold of typical good versus bad storytelling. The father-son role swap at the end subverts audience expectations, leaving them stunned rather than offering a predictable happy ending. Moments like Vijay's unexpected show of firepower in his sister's college elicit audible gasps, showcasing the film's ability to shock and surprise. Sandeep's willingness to experiment with narrative structures results in bold, provocative and emotionally resonant films. As audiences, we are treated to that exhilarating cinematic high we crave for. John Truby defines a scene as a mini-story, where the action unfolds. Think of it like an upside-down triangle, with a broad frame of a scene at the beginning and a key moment or line at the end. Let's take one example from Animal, where this upside-down triangle scene structure is clearly evident. The scene where Vijay, played by Ranveer, gets into a heated argument with his brother-in-law Varun at Balbir Singh's 60th birthday bash. The scene kicks off with Vijay casually inspecting the cake and advising his younger sister on her choice of drink. As the scene progresses, tensions escalate and the disagreement between Vijay and Varun over a business decision becomes apparent. Words are exchanged, tempers flare, and Vijay's sister resorts to involving their father Balbir in hopes of resolving the conflict. When Balbir intervenes and instructs Vijay to apologize to Varun, we glimpse into Vijay's inner turmoil and his longing for validation from his father. Despite his plea, Balbir remains steadfast, demanding an apology from Vijay. And just like that, the endpoint of that scene is a one-liner.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And scene. Now, I'm not claiming that Sandeep Reddy Vanga writes his scripts while keeping the anatomy of story next to him. But a lot of his scenes follow the upside-down triangle structure outlined by John Truby. Take, for instance, Zoya's confession, the moving father-son swap scene at the end, or the shocking moment in Kabir Singh where he puts ice into his pants. Each scene exhibits a well-crafted narrative arc that elicits powerful emotional responses from the audiences. Even the action sequences are written in the form of a scene, giving the actors a complete picture of how each sequence will play out and what their contribution needs to be. And when discussing scenes, it's essential to delve into the dialogue as well, because the scene is incomplete without it. Here again we will reference John Truby, who says that dialogue is best understood as a form of music. Great dialogue is not a melody but a symphony, played out on 3 major tracks: the story dialogue, moral dialogue, and keywords of phrases. In Sandeep's scripts, dialogues like "I like how you breathe" from Kabir Singh, "Happiness is a decision" from Animal, or my favorite, "The trick is patience," serve as more than just words on the page. They evoke deep emotions, immerse the audience in the story, and propel the plot forward, adding layers of complexity to the narrative. The mood of a writer plays a significant role in shaping their engagement with storytelling. It influences their emotional resonance, empathy, attention, interpretation, and memory of the narrative. Understanding this impact allows storytellers like Sandeep Reddy Vanga to tailor their narratives for better connection and engagement with their audience. Sandeep employs a technique called mood material, where he gathers a variety of random stimuli such as photographs, music, and articles and organizes them into separate folders for each of his movies. Think animal mood material or spirit mood material. Interestingly, viral hits like Arjun Reddy and Jamal Guru emerged from this mood material of Sandeep. Even the casting of Bobby Deol was inspired by a photograph Sandeep had collected of him from his celebrity cricket league days. For Sandeep, writing isn't just about stringing words together on a piece of paper, it's about understanding the spatial and atmospheric elements of each scene. Whether it's indoors or outdoors, the height of the ceilings, and even what music would complement the setting. He relies on these mood materials to guide him through the storytelling process. In a recent interview with Bharadwaj Rangan from Galata Plus, he humbly mentioned that he doesn't consider himself to be a professional writer. Instead, he writes solely for his movies. This statement reflects his focus on aligning every aspect of his writing with the eventual execution on big screen. Ultimately, Sandeep Reddy Vanga's storytelling is deeply intertwined with the mood of his characters, his audience, and himself, creating a rich and immersive cinematic experience. And there you have it, folks. A closer look at the art of writing like Sandeep Reddy Vanga. From the raw authenticity of his scenes to the symphonic dialogue that echoes long after the credits roll, Vanga's approach offers invaluable insights for storytellers of all kinds. Through his films and interviews, we develop a richer understanding of the meticulous attention to detail that characterizes his work. If you found this exploration insightful and inspiring, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more content from our channel on the next screen. Until next time, stay tuned and keep watching.